Hi everyone, I'm Roxanne, Carne, personal wardrobe stylist for women, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you are watching this video today, and I am truly excited to share this video with you because I'm going to be unboxing my very first Fendi purse. I've always loved Fendi as a brand. They represent such great quality. It is like the ultimate of Italian style, but I've never happened to own a purse by them. And so before I do the unboxing, I'll tell you kind of how I got to arrive at getting this particular purse. So literally about 3 weeks ago, so we're kind of like mid-August, almost mid-August right now. About 3 weeks ago, I had just gotten back from vacation, and my husband was also on vacation. We were actually in two different spaces, and I got home before him. I was kind of decompressing, and I was on my iPad just checking out different YouTube videos, and I came across the autumn-winter fashion show for 2021 for Fendi. The runway show was amazing, and I'll make sure to include a link to that show, that YouTube, in the description area. So anyhow, I was watching it and I was just immediately in love with literally every single thing I saw coming down the runway. The set was absolutely beautiful. I think that's one of the most unique sets that I've seen for runways that were not open to the public. You know, designers and design houses had to get very creative with how to present their collections to the public, because with the pandemic, there was no physical like fashion week. So was just loving everything. And I think why this was also really important for the brand, for Fendi, is that this was the first season and the first collection that was designed by Kim Jones, who recently joined Fendi, and he joined Fendi to really head up women's wear. Handbags and accessories are headed up by Silvia Venturini Fendi, but this was Kim Jones's basically debut with the house. So everything is just to die for. And so I'm watching the video and I'm seeing these models walking with this really unique handbag. And literally it stopped me in my tracks. I mean, I remember I paused the video and I was like, expand. I made it bigger. I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Haven't seen this design. And I was immediately struck. The clothes, beautiful, out of sight, but the handbag, I mean, it was just, again, something I hadn't seen before. So the handbag is called the Fendi First. And I was just amazed. You know, it was coming down the runway in black. It was coming down the runway in chocolate. There was a python version. And just the beautiful iterations of it, and the way it also kind of melded with the design of the collection, the color palette, the tone. I mean, oh my gosh, it was right on point. And I just, again, have to say, like, I have never been so excited about a handbag in years. I'm someone that I love handbags, and I've been building my collection over the years, but this one just really stands out. So I was so excited to figure out, like, how do I get my hands on this? So what I did was I took I immediately after the runway show was over, the YouTube video was done, I went ahead and jumped right onto Fendi's website to take a look to see if the bags were listed, because again, the fall pieces really have not been released yet, especially, you know, kind of 3 weeks ago. So when I went onto the website, I went straight to the handbag section, and lo and behold, you know, right at the top, the first few rows were different versions of the Fendi First, and pretty much all of them say pre-order. So I was like, okay, I was not surprised, and I think my thought was at the time, like, I've got to get my hands on this, because I truly feel like this bag is going to be the new iconic bag for Fendi. this is going to be the it bag. And what's interesting is that I'm not someone, you know, when I follow trends, it's interesting to see, you know, what eventually kind of filters through and is available for retail, for ready to wear, for clothing and accessories and so on. Trends are a good indication of what could be a new classic, or it could be inspiration rather for what could be a new classic. But mainly trends tend to come and go. So when I was looking at this, again, I looked at it and I was like, this is going to be trending this fall, but this is going to be trending beyond fall. Again, this is an iconic bag and it is absolutely gorgeous, and I know women are going to go nuts for it. So anyhow, I was on the website, again on my iPad. I did a screenshot and I texted it to my husband, and I literally just said, OMG. So I texted it to him, and then within, you know, a few seconds, he texts me back and he says, so which colors are you gonna get? And I was like, oh my gosh, my husband, he knows me to a T. Cause I was kind of thinking the same thing, like, I don't think I can get just one. So then I was like, okay, let me get into my plan of action. And within a couple of days, I had gone to my local Fendi boutique, and my mindset was that I was going to actually procure 3 bags. One of which I have today that I'll do the reveal. I will tell you more about the other 2 that I had in mind in part 2. So this is the Fendi unboxing part 1. I'm gonna do a part 2 for you as well for the other bags. But the one that I had on my list, the prime one, which you'll see in a moment, it was one that I knew that I could immediately, you know, incorporate into my wardrobe for the fall winter season. And it is just iconic. So I went to the store, went to the boutique, and the sales associate was amazing. And he really hooked me up, and he was like, look, this is a very popular bag. He's like, I don't even have any that I can show you. And I was like, I don't care. I want to place my order, right? So we took care of business, and I gotta say, this is the first time that I have purchased a bag, a luxury handbag, I should say, sight unseen. There may be one exception, but pretty much I've always had the opportunity to, you know, touch the bag, interact with it in the store. Even if I decided to get it later, I knew, you know, if it would work for me. But just again, referencing the runway show and just the style of it, I just knew like this is right up my alley and it's going to work. So we placed the order, and it took, I want to say, about like a week or so for it to arrive, which I was surprised by because the demand is so high and there weren't that many in circulation here in the US. He had told me, he was managing my expectations and saying, okay, it's probably going to be like 3 to 4 weeks. Again, I expect that. At that time, it was July, the end of July. We're not near fall yet, right? I knew that these pieces were not going to be released in stores for a good few weeks yet. So I was like, yep, it's going to be worth the wait, not a problem. Let me place the orders. So we did that. And then a few days later, it was within a week, he sent me a text to say, hey, Roxanne, fantastic news. There's one coming for you from Hawaii. And he said, it's going to be here in 2 days. And I was like, yes, I can't wait. And true to form, just like he said, in 2 days it had arrived. And he texted me, of course, when it arrived, and I went to pick it up, and I was just like, oh my God. So I want to, you know, of course he took it to the back and boxed it up for me. So I'm now going to do my beautiful reveal of my Fendi First. So let's go ahead and get this open. Got some wrapping here. All right, so beautiful box. And of course, the bag is in its protective dust bag. You know, this is super important to keep your handbags clean when they're not in use and dust free. and protecting the leather. Alrighty, here we go. Oh my God. Isn't this like so freaking beautiful? So I got, as you can see, hopefully you can see because the black and brown are similar. I got the black one, black and gold. For all of the hardwares that are in solid hardware and solid colors, pretty much it's gold. But this is just, again, so iconic. It's just absolutely beautiful. And this is 100% Napa. This is lambskin. So it's soft, but also really, really durable. It's got some good weight to it, mainly because of the hardware, but just a gorgeous shape. I mean, you could get a lot of key essentials in this bag. Look at that stitching underneath. You know, these bags are all handmade in Italy. Just amazing. And the clasp, so what struck me on the runway is that the clasp on this handbag, as you can see, it is the letter F, right? On the side. And I just thought that was so clever to incorporate, you know, the F into the bag in this way. So you have the F detail on the front. On the back, you don't have that extra stroke in the middle, so you just have this line and that line. But in the front, here we go. Absolutely gorgeous. So you see this is totally brand new. The plastic, the protective plastic is still on the hardware. So I actually need to, I'm gonna go ahead and peel it off. Ooh, she is beautiful. And for me, I'm gonna be wearing the handbag in kind of dressier, this one in dressier situations, dressier occasions. I think, you know, of course, for evening wear, this would be a great option, but it is a little bit big. So dressy or kind of like an up level, like casual, would work really, really, really well with this. Let's come in a little bit close. So I want to show you again that beautiful hardware up close. Absolutely gorgeous line and design right here. So right here, we've got in the center a little button. So we would press that, and then there's a little kind of crevice on this side right here, and also on this one where you can just pop your little fingernail in there to open it. All right. So now we've got the inside of the bag. So let me see what we got going on in here first, and then I'll give you a better shot of what's going on inside. So the Fendi First bag does come with a shoulder strap. Okay, so you have the option of using the strap. It is about 10.5 inches deep. So the shoulder drop is 10.5 inches. So it's not terribly long. Again, beautiful hardware. And what I like about this is that the hardware swivels. So that means that your shoulder strap is not gonna get all tangled up, right? You put it on one way and the purse moves, nothing's gonna be getting like strained or anything like that, which is a really, really nice feature because not all shoulder straps are designed that way. And then the clasp, you know, it's a nice closed circle, so you just gently push that in, okay, to open it, to get it onto the handbag hooks. Let's see, we have care instructions. It says Napa. This article is made of Napa leather. Any veins or slight differences in color on the leather are typical of this kind of skin. The leather is subjected to light treatment that does not alter its original appearance, but it still has a tendency to stain easily and lose its color. Particular care must be taken as it may be damaged if it comes into contact with hairspray, perfumes, and other products containing alcohol or derivatives. So basically, as with any handbag that you have, especially your investment pieces and pieces that you have invested in yourself, take care of your handbag, please. All right, be really careful about how you use it and how you store it. So let's open this back up. So here's what the inside looks like. Let me get the stuffing out. Okay, and there's my little kind of authenticity card with details about this particular purse. So put that with my records. So here is the complete inside of the bag. It goes all the way back in there. You see how far my hand goes in? Like, it's deep, okay? It's deep. The protective covering is also on the inside of the clasp, so I'll peel that off later. But what I wanted to show you was, I think it's so clever how they have concealed the shoulder strap hooks. So you see this little tab here, and we have another one on the opposite side. What you do, I'm gonna flip it around here to show you. What you do is you've got to turn this one clockwise to flip it out. And then on the opposite side, you're gonna turn it counterclockwise to flip that out. So from there, we can actually attach the shoulder straps that come with it. And then you go the same direction to close it back. So then you just go counterclockwise on that end, and you keep going clockwise on this end to turn it back inside. And then on the opposite side, it's got kind of a little groove here on opposite side, so that when you close it, it nests right in here. So everything is 100% flush. The inside fabric is the double F motif, and it goes through all the way to the bottom. You might be able to see that, right? So you have that all throughout. And what I really like about this is that the overall design of the bag, I feel like is extremely chic. I feel like it's extremely subtle. You know, some people will look at the design and not even realize that this is the letter F. They may not realize that this is a Fendi bag. And for the most part for me, when I'm wearing handbags, most of my handbags are understated. Most of my luxury handbags, when you look at it, you don't, unless you really know, like that's a Gucci model or whatever, right? A Gucci style, like you cannot tell necessarily that it is one of these types of bags. And I like that, right? I'm not one to be flashing logos like on everything all the time, okay? I have some pieces, you know, small leather goods, and some bags that have some logos on it, but for the most part, I really like it to be understated just like this. So you see how I have this bag just like nestled under my arm like this? Like this is how I'm gonna be mainly carrying the bag. It's great that I have the option to use the shoulder strap, but I am definitely not going to be using that strap most of the time. I'm gonna carry it like this. What I love about this purse is that it's a nice blend between a clutch and a pochette. It has the room to get, again, your essentials inside, but it's so easy to carry. You do not have to depend on the shoulder strap. And honestly, I feel like it's more chic to kind of carry it like this too. I just think it makes more of a statement than just kind of hanging off your body. For this size. And this is the Fendi First in black medium. Now, what I really like too is that if you need to, as you're carrying it, if you need to adjust it, you can just nestle your fingers right here in the kind of that part of the F and just readjust, and it's easy. It's like functionally the design is just so, it's just so incredibly smart. So I hope that you enjoyed my unboxing of my one of 3 Fendi Firsts. I am going to do another video for you where I reveal the other 2 purses that I got and tell you a little bit about the origin story with that as well. But if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this unboxing, if you enjoyed the journey that I had, you know, to randomly get this Fendi First, please thumb up this video, and I do invite you to join my YouTube family and subscribe. As a personal stylist, I love sharing some styling tips and inspiration and pieces like this that I love to help you on your journey. And if you are interested in learning more about how to develop or redevelop your personal style, I do invite you to join our style collective. It's called the RC Style Guide Collective. It is an online, private, and exclusive community that I and my creative director, Sydney Long, run, where we guide women on their journey in a virtual manner, and it's a community of like-minded women that have the same goal to really up their style and do it with confidence and grace. So if you visit rc-style.com, you can get more information, and hopefully you can sign up as well. I will include part 2. I'll put a card up here for part 2 of the video if you want to see the unveiling of the other 2 Fendi Firsts. And give me your comments. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this purse. Is this something that you would incorporate into your wardrobe? Is this something that excites you as much as it excites me when you see it? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Here's to sensible style. Bye for now.